Yeah, can cable theft be stopped? It's part of our crime focus here on eNCA throughout today. Well, let's turn our attention to the kind of effect that ongoing cable theft has. We all know it can certainly exacerbate power cuts around the country, and Eskom saying there has been an increase in vandalism. It's also costing not only them billions of rand, but of course costing the economy as well. So just how bad is this? Before we talk about solutions, Eskom spokesperson Amanda Qithi joining us this morning. Hello to you, Amanda. Good to have you on eNCA. So just paint a picture for me here. Shed some light, if I can use that turn of phrase. How bad is this cable theft? Go ahead.
Very bad, Gareth. Good morning, Gareth, and good morning to the listeners. Cable theft is very bad in Gauteng, and it is costing Eskom quite a lot of money. And you have mentioned that, it's costing the country between 5 to 7 billion. And out of that 5 to 7 billion, we spend more than 2 billion trying to replace the stolen cable. So it's definitely a big problem, and it's one of the causes of these unplanned extended outages that our customers experience. So it's definitely a problem that cuts across the province.
So where do we try and get on top of this? Because I've been out to those sites. We've done live updates from sites where your teams, Eskom, they're going out there, they're replacing the cables. 2 days later, those same cables are literally cut out of the ground, Amanda. So what do you try and do here? How do we get on top of this as a country?
Look, Gareth, there's really no one-pronged solution to this problem. We do try and partner with different stakeholders to try and see how we can curb cable theft. Besides just us implementing certain engineering controls in terms of technology, and also making sure that we put measures in place to deter the thieves from coming into our premises to steal cables. There's a lot of other initiatives that we try and implement. We have stationed some security guard in some of the areas, but you'd find that they would also obviously come across where they would be killed whilst they're stationed in those areas. So it's really different approaches that we're trying to take, and continuously conducting risk assessments, because it changes all the time. You could find that one area is a hotspot today, and then a couple of weeks another hotspot has been identified. So I think it's constantly trying to look for solutions to try and reduce cable theft. But also, besides just technologies, we are trying to phase out use of cable, of copper cable, and use alternative cable, so that we can at least discourage theft of cable.
You're going to enjoy this one, Amanda. You can answer this tweet for me. T_L just messaged me on Twitter now, saying, "Hi Gareth, please ask Amanda, can't they just bury the cables deeper in the ground?" I'll let you answer that, Amanda. Why can't we just bury the cables deeper? What do you tell him, Paul?
So
Go ahead, Amanda. Go ahead.
There is a bit of a network issue, but I hope I'm audible. So the cables are buried deeper into the ground, but however, we need to be able to access the cables should we have any cable faults. So to try and also make sure that when we have faults, we are able to access them within a time frame whereby we can restore supply. So we can't bury them too deep, because if we do that as well, it will take us longer to identify the fault and therefore restore supply to our customers. So they are buried deep, but probably, the customer probably thinks that we could, dig 7 meters down underground, but they're deep enough. It's just that these thieves, they do come in huge numbers, and they work quite fast when they have identified an area that they want to steal the cables from.
Oh, there we go. And Paul L_T. Hope Amanda answered your question for you. Amanda, I hope the network's okay for me to ask you one last brief question, brief answer if you could as well. How well do the police get on top of these crimes? Just before I say goodbye to you, talk to me about SAPS.
So we do work a lot with the SAPS. When we've apprehended the suspects, we hand them over to the SAPS, and then they would continue with the work that they need to do from their side. But I must say that it does take long for sentencing to take place. But I mean, we've had 2 successful sentencing. One where the thieves were sentenced to 12 years imprisonment, and then the other was for 15 years. But this was something that had happened in 2018. So you can see that it takes quite a while before sentencing can happen, but we work a lot with the SAPS and also the communities. They do assist in trying to identify and also inform us anonymously when they are aware of certain theft that could happen or that has happened, to just try and assist us. So we partner a lot with SAPS as well.
Yeah, you answered another question I was going to have, which I was going to keep for another interview, about how quickly are we convicting those in court that are found to have stolen cables. But Amanda, thank you very much, as her laptop has decided that we've had enough for today. Amanda Qithi, Eskom spokesperson, joining us for this morning. Our focus on crime in South Africa, the latest one, looking at what cable theft is costing us as a country and also costing Eskom.